If you feel that your knife is not sharp enough, most likely it needs to be sharpened. Check the sharpness of the knife by slicing a piece of thin paper. A newspaper will do just fine. If the knife does a bad job at this, it's time for sharpening. Use the angle guide with a 30-degree angle with a coarse rod, and after that, use the 35-degree angle guide with a fine rod. This way, by increasing the sharpening angle and using the finer rod, you will improve the quality of the sharpening and make it last longer. If you want your knife to stay sharp longer, first use a 35-degree angle guide with a coarse rod and then move on to a 40-degree angle guide with a fine rod. By doing that, you will sacrifice a little bit of that extra sharpness, but have your knife stay acceptably sharp longer. If you're right-handed, take the rod into your left hand so that your thumb is on the left side of the guard. Holding the rod in a horizontal position, put the angle guide on the rod so that the numbers and logo are correctly positioned, not upside down. In case you are left-handed, take the rod into your right hand. The numbers and logo should not be upside down. Place the blade of the knife into the angle guide so that the cutting edge is touching the surface of the rod and the spine rests against the upper part of the cutout. Starting from the heel of the blade, push the knife forward along the rod until you reach the very tip of the knife. While sliding the knife on the rod, hold it at a 120 to 140 degree angle to the rod. This will make the sliding easier, especially when your rod is brand new and the surface is very rough. Flip the rod 180 degrees around its axis so that your thumb would be on the right of the guard. Insert the blade into the angle guide and repeat sliding along the rod from the other side. Sharpen the knife this way with the coarse rod until it starts cutting paper. Using a fine rod and an angle guide with a larger angle, you get rid of rough scratches on the cutting edge left by a coarse rod. This improves the quality and long-lasting effect of the sharpening. When using a fine rod, you should apply little pressure and decrease it gradually to a minimum towards the end of sharpening. Check the quality of sharpening by cutting a piece of thin paper. The slicing now should be quiet and very smooth.